Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Agency Rainmaker TV. This is where we talk to agency owners, advertising agency owners, direct marketing agency owners, PR agency owners on how to make it rain, how to find right fit prospects. And our point of view is the way to do that is to market with a book and a speech, to publish a book that you're proud of. And we have an author with us today, and she's going to talk about that. She's also going to talk about how you can do better presentations, how you can impress more people with your speaking and when you're presenting in different forums. So please welcome Margy Schaller. Margy, so great to have you today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's fantastic to be here.
Well, we're going to talk about some great things. The first I want to talk about is tell us about your business. Who is it that you serve?
Thank you. So I work with people who want to knock it out of the ballpark when they get on a stage. And this ranges everywhere from subject matter experts to businesses who want to feature their offerings from the stage, as well as people who have a message worth sharing.
Well, I really wanted to have you on because agency owners live and die by presentations to clients, but also in forums to position themselves as an authority in their space. So please tell us, what do you do to help people create these knock it out of a park presentation?
Well, thanks for asking, Henry. You know, one of the things that a lot of people that I work with say is, I've been giving presentations for years. I think the audience likes it, but I'm not really getting any of the results that I was hoping for. And so what I've done with this book is really focused on, first of all, there's 12 elements that every killer talk should have.
Well, I've got to jump in here. We haven't told them the name of the book. What's the name of your book?
Name of the book, Write a Killer Talk.
There you go.
So Write a Killer Talk is a step-by-step handbook, if you will, for people to take all the ideas in their head and put it together in a talk that's going to be both memorable and, more importantly, actionable.
For full disclosure, I edited this book. It's a field guide. I've read and published a lot of books on public speaking. I really like this so much because it gets into the writing of it, the crafting of it. A lot of books are about the delivery, the performance, the presentation. Right. But if you don't have the foundation that's going to motivate people, none of that glitz and gloss is going to matter. So I'm sorry, Margy.
No, that's all good. And really that's one of the problems that I solve for, is that we have so much rattling around in our heads, and we know all the things that we want people to know. And sometimes it can come out like fire hosing our audience. And other times it's just a matter of how we've put that information together. And so what I'm starting to say is that there's 12 elements that really need to be part of a killer talk. And often people skip some of those. So this really helps you kind of focus and get all of that out of your head in an organized fashion. But one of the things that I'm the most excited about is this business of trying to get the results that we want. So I wrote this chapter on how you put the presentation together, what order it goes in. So in school, we learned you write a thesis statement, and then you write the 3 main points, and then you write the conclusion. And that's how we do our talks, right? Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. And in thinking about it, I thought, you know this best. There are story structures that have been used again and again and again throughout time, and movie structures that have been used. The hero story, the overcoming the monster, the rags to riches. And these are so powerful because the story arc itself moves people from point A to point B. And so I thought, is it possible that those same arcs could be used in presentations to put our content together in different ways to move people from point A to point B, depending on what the goal was? So if you're giving a talk on teaching something where the audience at the end comes to some level of competency, that's one arc. But if you're working with an audience who thinks that they've heard it all before, and you need them to overcome that bias and hear why your idea is going to work for them this time, that's a different arc. And if, on the other hand, you know that a big disruption is about to come and everybody needs to know, how do we get through this disruption? That's a different arc. So those same 12 elements moved around differently can actually be part of how you get the audience to go where you need them to go. So that's what I'm mostly excited about this new book and the coaching process that I do with my clients.
Well, tell me a little bit about the coaching process. How do you coach clients?
So I do that in 3 ways. I work one-on-one with clients, and that can either be on Zoom, and that's sort of a bite-sized pieces as we go. I also do a full day in-person intensive, and those are for people who are super busy, but they really want to make an impact with their talk. And so we'll spend the in-person day just rolling our sleeves up, and that's what makes me different, is I get in the weeds with people, and we go through this entire process from when you come with a head full of ideas, and you leave with your outline finished. And then the third way, and this is really magical, is I do Write a Killer Talk writing retreats, where we spend 3 days, 3.5 days at an Airbnb in a very small setting, no more than 6 people, and we all do the process together. And what you get there is the instant feedback of your peers to be able to edit along the way.
That sounds great. That sounds like very powerful teaching there.
Thank you.
So let's go to the third question. How do you make it rain for your business? How do you get those coaching clients and the people who want to attend your intimate workshop?
Thanks. So, I think that this is a relationship-based world, really, that we live in. And everything that I do is about building those relationships. I do it by speaking on stages, and I love speaking to groups of speakers or business people who want to up their game. And by building that relationship, by building that trust, a lot of those people then end up working with me. A second way is by being present in social media and building those one-on-one relationships with people and being there for them to answer their questions when they need. Obviously, I've written this book. This is my second book, actually. And I think that writing a book is a great way to, show who you are and to demonstrate your expertise. I guest on podcasts a lot. I'm now hosting a podcast on a totally different area, but it's all about allowing people to get to know who I am and how I can serve you.
Some people say, oh, there are over 2 million podcasts. Who needs another podcast?
Yeah.
And, my TV show included. But if you have valuable information, if you're a thought follower, where you're following an industry and you're bringing other people on and others' insight, it's a beautiful thing. So thank you for sharing all that. I see we're out of time for today. Thank you so much for being with us today. And until we're back together on another episode, I just want to remind everybody, make it rain.